So I want to cover three things. One, do you remember, get this one out of the way early, you remember that Friday was the 75th anniversary of Roswell, the so-called Roswell crash. It was actually crashed on the 7th of July, supposedly, and then it was largely and widely reported on July 8th of 1947 when the U.S. Army Air Force, back before there was a separate branch of the military called the Air Force, when it was the U.S. Army Air Forces right after World War II, they released a statement to the press that they had recovered a flying saucer. And this, of course, essentially kicked off, although there were plenty of sightings that predated that, but this essentially kicked off the flying saucer craze, where over about the next 15 years, there were something like 7,000 different sightings of flying saucers. We saw the entire growth of, the fiction industry regarding flying saucers. It all started right there in Roswell, New Mexico, July 8th, 1947. So 75th anniversary last week. All right, next interesting story, you probably saw this, and that is the Georgia Guidestones were blown up. You remember the Georgia Guidestones? We've talked about them here on the show. They're kind of like a new age, new world statement of policy. It's like they want to call it the new 10 Commandments, but that's sacrilegious. Anyway, one of these statements on the Guidestone does say that they want to maintain the world population at under 500 million people, which, by the way, the world population hasn't been under 500 million people since the early 1500s. So I don't know what they plan to do with the other 7 billion people roaming around the planet, but, I'd say prospects are not good on that. Anyway, those got blown up. They haven't shown the video before the blow up. They say, here's a car driving away afterward. And then after they were blown up, they were demolished. A lot of people have concluded that this was some patriot or somebody who was against the Georgia Guidestones who did this. I don't think that's necessarily the right way to look at it. We don't really have time to explain a lot more about it, but just always think about who benefits. They're getting rid of this, and is this some kind of a signal? And here we come, world hunger, world food shortages. That's the way I see it, folks.
Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.